Hello everyone, David here and welcome to BrickVault. Today we're gonna take a look at every Ewok minifigure ever made. We have 12 different Ewoks released in a span of 22 years, with the first one being released in 2001 and the last one being released just last year. To me, Ewoks always kind of felt so un-Star Warsy. They're basically dangerous teddy bears, and I was actually supported in that opinion by some of my friends who never saw Star Wars and once came over for a visit when I watched the ending of episode 6, and they wouldn't believe me that it's actually Star Wars. Now in retrospective, they kind of feel like porks from the 1980s, kinda cute and an absolute merchandise machine, but much more fluffy and much more important to the story itself. Lego did a great job recreating them here, although I would love to see a baby Ewok in Lego form. Anyways, I'm rambling here, so let's get started. The first Ewok we're gonna take a look at is this little guy here. His name is Wicked and he appeared in one set in 2001, being the Ewok Attack set. All the minifigure parts of him are in the original brown color before Lego released their updated reddish brown, and he has no prints at all. He has those two cords molded into his headpiece, which kinda looks like he's wearing a hoodie, but I don't know what they actually represent, since the actual Wicked in the movie didn't have those, so maybe they're just wrinkles in the clothing or so. His value new is around 10 bucks. The second figure on this list is Paplu. He is very unspectacular, as he is basically the same minifig, but now his head part comes in tan instead of brown. Kinda lazy, but I guess it worked for 2001. He appeared in the same set and retails for around 11 bucks. Third minifigure, and the first one to feature actual printing, is our guy Chief Chirper. He comes in light bluish gray with dark bluish gray hands, and his hood is printed in reddish brown. Noticeable is also that the head part is a new mold, and we actually get some face details printed this time. He appeared in two sets, first one released in 2009, so there was actually a gap of 8 years that we didn't see any Lego Ewoks. He retails for $12. Our next minifig is an update to the first one. His name is also Wicked and he now has a printed hood in the color dark orange. We see him in one set in 2009 and he is worth around $14. Next up we have Paplu again, now in the newer reddish brown as well, and the tan hood is now printed instead of being the whole headpiece. We also get some fine details on the hood for stitching and some leaves, and he appeared in two sets in 2009. His price is similar to previous Ewoks and you can get him in new condition for 10 bucks. Now this is a little more interesting. This guy is called Logway. He first appeared in 2011 and he is trying to sell you some death sticks out of his fanny pack. Jokes aside, this is a refreshing minifig, still wears a hood as it looks like, but he decorated it with a skull from one of his victims that he saw brutally murdered in a trophy hunt. Despite his coolness, he is also only worth $9. Next up is Tocket. I hope I pronounced that right. He was released in 2011 as well, and he sets himself apart by having the coolest color scheme in my opinion. I know he has brown eyes, but in the white light they kinda look red. Just saying. Anyways, Darth Tocket will set you back $12 in new condition. From the coolest looking Ewok to the most unspectacular one, this little guy is only called Ewok Warrior and he is as generic as it gets. Face and hood is printed as well, but there are no other details printed on him except a little seam on the side. He is kinda messable, and who wouldn't like an Ewok battle pack? Anyways, this minifig was first released in 2013 and you can get him now for $9 new. Now we come to the most expensive minifig on this list. His name is T-Bow.
Nobody spanks T-Bow!
And he uses the same molding as Logway from before, but has completely different printing. I'm honestly not too sure what it's supposed to represent on his head, if it's supposed to be another type of skull, but it certainly looks kinda cool, I guess. I'm pretty sure that he's not expensive because of his looks though, but because of his rarity, since he was only released in one set, and that was the UCS Endor set from one of my favorite Lego Star Wars years, 2013. If you want to get this minifig in new condition, you will have to pay around $70, which is kinda expensive for such a small and unimportant minifig. Next Ewok is another Wicked, and he's almost the same as the one from 2009, with the only difference being the face, which now has a print for a different fur color. It kinda makes him look sad, and that makes me sad too, so moving on. And now we have thankfully the last Wicked on this list, I promise. He is exactly the same as the previous fig, with the only thing that sets him apart is that he has some smaller wrinkles and stitches printed on him that the previous version was lacking, and the face now looks a bit happier, which is a relief for me that he found a way to cope with his feelings. He appeared in one one set in 2022 and is worth $8 new. And just like that, we have the last fig on this list. He is just called Ewok Holiday Outfit, and I would say that describes him pretty well. He is the only Ewok on this list that has white fur, and I love his green Christmas sweater. He appeared in the most recent advent calendar, which makes him the cheapest fig on this list with $6 in new condition. And that wraps it up. 12 Ewoks released in the span of 22 years. We have a little more variety here than with the Wookiee collection, which I can appreciate. Which one was your favorite and why? Comment that down below and also let me know what kinds of collections you would like to see me cover next. Also, visit www.brickvault.toys or click the link in the description if you want to build some amazing LEGO creations for yourself, as we offer the instructions and parts list for those. Thank you for watching, make sure to like and subscribe, and we see you next time at BrickVault!